And that's why Henry VIII should be the next president.
But he's been dead for... How long has he been dead? It's been like 470 years.
Exactly. It'd be great.
Okay,
It'd be so funny.
What was I here? So the strength... Oh, this ball's actually... Oh, it's the damage. Oh, it's because it's... Okay.
No, the damage is really great.
The damage is great, but it's a weak ball.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I'm just...
Do you want to throw some Da Vinci tanks of your own, Adam?
I think I'm going to do...
They seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, the explosives were doing basically nothing.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think if you get better at avoiding the spring traps, you should be alright.
Yeah, that's the plan.
So anyways, Castaway.
Yes.
Basically no plot. They throw him on the island. They did a lot of cool research and whatnot. And he's just kind of he's just there. He's not doing a whole bunch. He's just chilling. And even when he finally gets rescued, like, he gets back, and he's like, oh, this is great. I'm going to go see my wife, but she married someone, so it's kind of awkward.
I feel like, maybe I have seen a little bit of Castaway. I think I've seen only the non-island parts.
Well, it was big. It would have been on TV a fair amount around the time, probably when we were in high school.
Yeah, that's probably when
because I know I watched a lot of Nickelodeon because, like, I didn't really have a computer.
Yeah. Or
I did, but it was crap. So it's like I didn't really have much else to do, but I had TV.
You had Castaway.
It would come up every once in a while. I know once I found like a Back to the Future marathon, it's like, boom, I'm just gonna watch all 3 movies.
Gross.
And now I look back and it's like, man, to think I once had enough free time to just say, oh, an entire trilogy on TV, okay, I'll sit through here for the next 7 hours.
I mean, you could always make that free time.
But I'd have to plan for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, like, he gets back, and, like, the wife doesn't want to see him at first, because she's like, oh, God, we thought you were dead, and now you're back, and what the hell? And he's just kind of, like, accepts that she's moved on, and he's like, okay, I'm done.
Does he find another love interest?
There's one package, because the whole point is that he was a FedEx guy.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff he was finding was stuff that people had ordered that he found washed up on the island. And there was one package with, like, this weird winged symbol on it that he never opened. Nice. You knocked him off.
That was...
He never opened the package because it, like, gave him hope.
Was it a package from his wife?
No. It was just some random chick. And that's what he does at the end of the movie, is he takes this package and he goes to deliver it. So? And you don't even see her get the package because she's not there, so he just kind of, like, leaves it on the front step with a note like, this package saved my life, thank you. And then as he's leaving, this chick comes back and she's like, oh, hey, what's going on? And then he's, like, at a crossroads, because he's literally at a crossroads, like, where do I want to go? And he's looking back towards the chick he just met, or onward elsewhere. Like, they really don't give him any motivation. They don't say what he wants to do.
They just kind of, like, give him an ending.
He's just kind of there.
Interesting.
And it's just, like, it's so weird, because, like, I could not imagine any type of movie like that being made
now,
without the point of the movie specifically being everything's up in the air, and it's, there's not necessarily a connecting plot story thread through all of this.
People like...
Why is that statue a dick butt?
It's not. It's a lion.
It's a dick butt.
There's no dick butts on the internet.
That's totally a dick butt.
There's no dick butts on the internet anymore.
Yeah? They banned them?
Yes. Dick butt is old now. It's old news.
My point is, modern Hollywood, get your shit together.
Is that your point?
Yeah.
But see, how would you make... When did Castaway come out? Like the mid-90s?
Probably something like that.
So how would you make a mid-90s version of the superhero movies they're making now?
You do what I still want them to do, which is you find really popular 90s actors who have no business being in superhero movies. I want my Tim Allen superhero movie.
I don't know if anybody's going to cast Tim Allen as a superhero.
He could be the Blue Beetle. It'd be great.
Yeah, but they're probably going to go young for the Blue Beetle.
No, Tim Allen.
Especially if they go with, like... I don't want to say he's the current version, but the current version is, like... I'm actually not sure. I think
I don't know. The one I know is from Young Justice.
I think his name is like, or at least in Injustice 2 they call him Jaime, but I think his name is spelled like Jamie Reyes, but I guess it's pronounced Jaime Reyes.
Jaime.
But
Jaime is a Spanish name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Jewish.
No, because that was when I would take Spanish, and there's like, oh, well, this is like the equivalent, and there's not like a Spanish word for James. So Jaime was like the go-to.
I see.
Because when the whole, like, wasn't Blue Beetle supposed to be Latino or Spanish or something?
I think the second one is, because the first one was Ted Kord, I believe.
Because it was the old fart, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to make those jumps.
I don't think he's doing them on purpose.
No, it looks like he's trying to avoid your Da Vinci tanks by purposely trying to make the difficult jumps.
Well, he broke the first Da Vinci tank I had sitting over here.
Nice. Nice.
Da Vinci tanks are kind of working.
Certainly did a fair amount of damage, at least.
So, what I gotta do is just choke this up with walls to slow him down as he gets to a little, like, kill corridor.
So I'm also trying to think, how would you make Castaway in modern Hollywood?
I don't know if you could.
But, let's say someone rich enough promised enough money. Or maybe Tom Hanks is still super, super influential, and they're kind of like, alright, we'll let you do your weird little passion project.
I mean, he is still fairly influential. He'd probably cast his one son to do it.
I'm just trying to think, like, there's no way they could add, like, a villain. But there would have to be more of a pronounced plot.
They would probably skip the ending where he goes to the girl's house with the FedEx package and make more of, like, a deal out of the fact that his wife was remarried. That's what it would be, and they would probably make it some big... In fact, the movie would probably end with him and his wife getting back together.
Yeah,
you
can't have too much of a downer ending.
No, people don't really like downer endings anymore. Like
Hollywood thinks people don't like downer endings.
You kind of have to... Well, I mean... I'm not a big fan of downer endings.
If you do it right.
Like, the closest... I can't even think of the last movie I watched that had a downer ending that I kind of was okay with. Oh, Jesus.
What about the Warcraft movie?
That wasn't... Oh, my God. It's the same spot he was in last time.
It works.
The Warcraft movie, I guess, had a downer ending.
Well, the king died. And everyone thought it was the chick that killed him, because it was. But they didn't realize that he was okay with it.
Yeah, well, it was his idea.
It was his idea. That's a downer ending.
Yeah. And I know that the sequel was going to be focused entirely on Thrall, so I guess that was a downer ending in a meta sense.
They haven't given up on the sequel yet, have they?
They haven't said for sure whether or not it'll happen, but I'm positive it probably won't happen.
I want it to.
Like, Blizzard has the money to probably make another one.
Well, and it made money, didn't it, once it released in China?
It did, but the amount of money they get from the Chinese theaters means much less than the money they get from the American theaters.
But still, if it made money, it made money.
That's how it should work, yes.
But it's Hollywood, so it only actually makes money. See, he's making the difficult jumps.
Yeah.
So it only actually makes money if it makes, like, hundreds upon hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm waiting for when millennials start making films. Like, if I made a film, then they're like, look, your film was cool, we had fun making it, but it only made a couple $1 million. I'm like, a couple million? Holy crap. I'm surprised we broke even. That's great.
That's exactly how it would go. Well, I mean, millennials made Stranger Things.
Did they?
Yeah.
I do not. Oh, I guess it makes sense. I always forget I'm on the young end of millennials.
I'm not totally sure of what the actual age range for millennials is.
Well, generally they say, because I mean, I'm 25.
Yes.
And I was from the early 90s.
Yes.
I think generally they say 20 to, like, early 30s.
So 20 to early 30s.
I think they count early 30-year-olds as millennials.
That would make sense.
And I always viewed it as the biggest defining difference is how you grew up in relation to the internet.
Right.
So if you were born early enough to distinctly remember no internet,
Or a very limited internet.
or very limited, or the formation of,
Right.
then you're a millennial.
Okay, so then, yeah, that would make sense.
Because a lot of millennials were already in college when the stock market crashed.
It didn't. I don't think it actually crashed.
Well, when the housing market bubble
Popped.
poofed.
Yeah, that's not the same as a stock market crash.
Whatever, you know what I'm talking about.
I do, but I want some clarification.
Whereas I was only halfway through high school.
Right.
But
Oh, thank God.
the way society looks at it kind of affects all of us very similarly. Where we grew up in the pre-housing bubble mindset, and then have to deal with the post-housing bubble mindset.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like all that society shit.
You
You got Battleship Galactica.
You like big. Oh, I don't remember what I was going to say. What is this?
Well, like history and historical stuff. Yeah, I love when seeing stuff happen, and it's like, man, this is something important. You know, in 20 years, in 50 years, I could crack open like an elementary kid's school book. And it's gonna be like, oh, this was really important. This was crazy. Should we take a little break here? Figure out where we want to go next for the next episode?
I'm going to go to Paris, but it's going to take me an entire episode break to roll down this line to Paris.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, maybe we'll get there next time.